Jason here, and we've got a big announcement. Today we're dropping another collection of human good called Surface Level. Take a look.
Surface Level.
This whole theme is about judgments and how we come to these judgments, often on a surface level. Make sure you
autistic person.
stick around to the end because we have a special promo code for you. For now, enjoy the episode.
Personally, like if I'm gonna refer to myself, I'm gonna say autistic person, but you can say either or and I won't give a crap.
We invited some people with autism to see the range of their values and beliefs.
My name's Jay, I'm 19. I was diagnosed late with autism.
Word, Jay.
There's no way to look autistic, it's just a whole spectrum of people.
I'm Josiah, I'm 18. At first I was really unsure about it because it sounded like it was bad, but I started to realize that autism is more like me than it is a disease.
My name is Shayna Krashen, I'm 23. Autism is more prevalent than people think, and just if we can make the world more aware and acceptable towards it, it'll just be a lot easier for everybody.
I am Christopher Carroll, I am 38 years old. I like to act. Is that not related to autism? Okay.
I'm Yoni, I'm 19, and I am an artist of all types. I really am proud to have autism. It makes me see the world differently, and that's totally awesome.
My name is Joseph.
Oh.
Just because I communicate different doesn't mean I do not understand.
Talk to him, Joseph.
My name is Bella. I'm 22 years old. In high school, I couldn't really talk, so I was like...
I thought you was going to say I'm still in high school, but I'm 23 years old. Oh. My fault.
Like nonverbal. I've just become more confident in myself and being able to talk to other people.
I consider the term special offensive. 3, 2,
Is it?
1, go.
I do find it to be somewhat of a bad label.
Special.
This person is special, as in too different to function, I guess. It's like when I perform in the performances I've been in, people begin to whisper in the audience, whisper among themselves, was that person special or not? And that seems a little harsh to me.
They be saying that?
Special can be used as something good, but it can also be used as, you know, something like, oh, like, why aren't you hanging out with them? Oh.
Does he doesn't like lines?
Oh, because they're special.
He's not standing on the lines.
Like,
I don't think he likes lines.
Know, like they're the other, they're less than, and we're not less than, we're different.
I feel like it can make neurotypical people feel better, like it's like the right word to say, and like it just sounds nicer to them, but in reality I think it's just more offensive if you're like using it with that kind of tone and inflection.
Like special ed?
When I think about special in the terms of autism, I think about special ed. And for me, it's like, why is it special to have some extra accommodations or to learn a different way? Like, it's not special.
But doesn't special mean different? Special mean like, special just mean different? Aren't you different? I don't know.
Special ed is extra support ed.
I agree a lot. The word special can mean pretty much anything. It's just the way that people take it, and I don't think that's fair.
Talk to him, Joseph.
We are all special.
I like that answer.
Big dog. Yo, he don't like lines, bro. He really don't. Oh wait, is that his para? Is that his para or he's autistic too? Oh, that's his para. Oh.
It's hard for me to make friends.
I thought he was autistic too. I thought he was just bugging out. Okay.
Because I am nonverbal.
I'm tweaked.
I didn't really start making friends until I started college because I wasn't like in a lot of activities and stuff. I just always wanted to be by myself, and I always found it hard to talk to people.
For the longest time, especially when I was in middle school, I had a bit of a hard time making friends, and so I was basically on my own for a while. But until I went to junior high, I went to a private school. Their whole entire goal was to basically like make a community that are just trying to find friends and stuff like that. So that's why I'm on the somewhat disagree, because it's like
Are they mostly Spanish? Is that why the captions is in Spanish?
In the long run, when it came down to middle school, I had a really rough time.
I honestly don't have trouble making friends. I talk to everyone I meet, and everyone I meet I kind of make friends with. I don't know, it just comes naturally to me. I just say, hey, let's be...
Seeing people like this, I probably came across a lot of autistic people in my life that I did not know was autistic, and I am sorry.
friends, and they're like, yeah, and it happens.
When you first meet somebody, I'm good at the initial like talking and friend thing, but it's when like the long term and you know it just gets too complicated, and then like also I just find like I don't like a lot of people, so it's just so it's just like some would agree.
Well, I guess for me, it's just, I also have social anxiety, so it's never been easy for me to make friends, but sometimes I just feel better being by myself and doing my own thing, and when you go out and you meet people, you have to really push yourself to, you know, to know what to say and to know what not to do, and you don't stim and stuff like that, so it's just
Stimming,
harder.
Repetition of physical movement, sounds, words, or moving objects.
To go out and have that whole mental
Bro, you got this long ass caption in the way. I can't even read what this shit is, bro.
energy put towards that when you can just be yourself by yourself.
As a way to relieve anxiety and other negative or heightened emotions. Oh, okay.
But I do have some friends, so that's why I'm here, not there.
I have a similar problem. When I was younger, I had social phobia, and I spent a lot of childhood just living or playing inside my own head, which didn't exactly seem to help me with people skills.
Yeah, I wouldn't
You
imagine.
can trigger things. You can like trigger a meltdown like you don't want to have to deal with.
Sensory issues.
Yeah.
Period. Period.
Is that the autism talking, or is that him?
I was just saying I feel, yeah.
Being diagnosed with autism helped me understand myself more. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, for years and years, I was wondering, like, why is the music in the car where no one else is saying it's loud? Why is it hurting me? Why can't I make friends easily? Why am I not picking up on sarcasm? I feel like it really did help me understand myself because I stopped feeling so bad.
My body and brain sometimes work against each other.
Oh, damn.
When I first read the, what do they call it? Like, it's not symptoms. Like,
Criteria.
What?
Criteria.
Yeah, the criteria for autism, it was like mind-blowing because it was like reading something I didn't even know existed and could be put into words. Like I said, I thought everybody was just dealing with it and hiding it better, and I've turned to so much more self-love since I found out about my diagnosis just 2 years ago. It's just been like probably the most freeing thing for me.
Never mind,
I actually used to have meltdowns like daily. I would just get so angry and nobody knew why.
Yeah,
and I
just
didn't
for
know
little
why.
things would just pop it off.
And I realized that after I got diagnosed with autism, everybody around me noticed how less angry and how less my meltdowns were, because you start to know how to prevent them, because you start to know what's making you melt down.
Well, I think I have to say I somewhat disagree because I've not actually been diagnosed. No one's tested me for autism, so what do we go by?
So you just put yourself in the video? You were just like, I think I'm autistic. Let me just go to the nigga. Not what you mean you not tested for autism? Why are you in the video?
Simply what a doctor happens to say on any given day, or
What made you want to come today?
a few doctors have said I have autism.
You just said you wasn't diagnosed. Nah, he autistic for real though. I ain't gonna lie. He really is autistic. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, he on that spectrum. He definitely on that spectrum, bro. Definitely.
Although at least twice as many doctors I've known have said I do not.
Maybe you're not on the spectrum.
As of now, I believe I do have autism somewhere, but I can't say I agree with the diagnosis because I don't actually have a diagnosis. So.
Are you planning to get one in the future?
Nah, he on that spectrum.
I don't know anyone who will give me one.
That's a big issue.
He on that spectrum.
They're crazy expensive and crazy hard to get.
It's
like a whole ordeal.
I'll put you on there. I'm a doctor.
My psychiatrist, because I was already under his care.
Yeah, it really does help me, especially to find a different route with education. Like, I had a huge problem with mathematics and stuff like that. And now after I got diagnosed and I'm going to the school that helps typically with autism, it's like now I'm doing statistics.
Homie in the back crying, son.
It does really help. It really helps me to understand how my brain works and how I can get help. So.
And because I know that my brain works differently, I see the world in a more creative aspect, thinking outside of the box. And I'm over here like I'm outside of the I'm outside of the
You can't even find the box.
Out of the box. I'm outside of the circle. I'm in the galaxy. Excuse me. The shapes are around me, and I'm outside of all of them.
It bothers me when people pity me. 3, 2, 1, go.
I get pity for a lot of things. Because I don't have only autism, I have multiple mental illnesses and medical conditions too, and everyone, when I tell them all of them, they're like, how can you be happy? Your life sounds difficult. I'm like, it's not that, it's just what I know. It doesn't have to be the end of my world, and I don't like getting pity for the things I have, because just because I'm disabled doesn't mean my life necessarily sucks because of that.
Yeah, I only said somewhat disagree because I grew up really obsessively masking. I don't think people pity me. I think the opposite. I think people have very high expectations of me.
So what are her symptoms? What
I
are
can kind of mask and present that I think that most people forget I'm autistic and don't treat me with some of the help I need and have a lot less patience for it. And so I don't know how much I'm pitied. More of the time I'm not believed. I've even had therapists try to convince me I'm not. I have to teach them about it, and then they say I'm not. So it's very frustrating.
Over here, Joe.
Talked on Joseph. Now, Joseph really my dog, son. Big ape.
I can't change the way I am, so instead of pity, I want people to try to understand and
Big
accept
dog.
me the way I am.
It's also just
don't hit your head.
pity me, be with me, be with me in the moment, don't feel bad for me, as if you can't do anything, treat me like I am just a normal person.
Sometimes, bro, I be wanting to know what they're thinking. You see how Joseph is he said his brain and his body does the opposite, or they fight each other. What is he thinking as he's moving, or what are they thinking as they're moving? That's what I be wanting to know.
So growing up,
I want to
people used
experience,
to,
not
baby
experience it,
me.
but know
And
how
now
you feel.
I look at being 22. I look back and it's
choking.
they just should have probably treated me like a normal child.
Because that can be a hindrance in itself, people babying you. That can
Exactly.
be another added
Yeah, I'm not babying nobody.
Makes me feel like I can't be my own person.
Yeah.
I used to have that problem with a lot of people. They would be like, "Oh, it's okay. We're all a little autistic or something like that."
Oh, no, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Yeah, that's grimy, bro. They trying to say me. Oh, I was about to say slow, but I can't say slow. No, shut up, Vince. Shut up.
It's no, I hate that comment so much, and I get it so many times.
I hate that comment too.
Yeah.
We're not all autistic. Just because you have you relate to a couple of the things on the traits doesn't mean that you're autistic necessarily. You have to have more than just 3 things,
Word.
Yeah.
Yo, tell that to homie on the left of you. Or on the right of you. Homie just tried to drop himself in. You're not even I don't even know, bro. Why are you in the video, bro?
Just being a person. If you just relate to a few, it's you're a human too.
I would rather not have autism. 3, 2, 1, go.
Damn, I would have said agree.
I strongly disagree because if I didn't have autism, I wouldn't be the same exact person.
Part of my identity. Would I really be the same person if I didn't have autism? But
could you be a better version of yourself though?
Somewhat, because
that's something Rose would say. I'm thinking like Rose.
Another thing is that the issues and the struggles that I have with being somebody with autism is like that I encounter day to day mostly have to do with the fact that I'm living in a neurotypical world, not that I have autism,
What
if
that
that
mean?
makes sense. So
Nah, I don't know.
I would much rather live in a world that's more aware of autism or a less neurotypical heavy world.
What that mean?
That would be what I would rather change, not change.
See, this is when they need to put up the caption for like this long ass word right here. Put the caption on. What that mean, bro?
Myself, if that makes sense.
Was she seeing a bunch of neurons and shit?
I may have autism, but that makes me who I am, and I wouldn't change it if I had the choice.
Oh, my son turning up.
Preach, Joe, preach.
Tee up, Joe.
Preach, I feel that.
Well, yo, I didn't even pay attention to what he was saying. My fault.
That makes me who I am, and I wouldn't change it if I had the choice.
Big dog.
Preach, Joe, preach.
Preach, I feel that.
That's why I prefer diagnosis first language, like autistic person, than people with autism, because personally it's like my autism makes up me. It's not just like a part of me. Like my diabetes is a part of me. My pancreas not working doesn't affect the way I act, the way I am, but my autism affects the way I see the world, the way I process, the way I feel things, the way I go about things and socialize. And even though I don't like everything about myself, I don't think that being not autistic would make me love myself suddenly. I think it's just about the fact that I just need to work on accepting myself more in general. So I feel like I'd rather have my autism because it's made me me.
Yeah, I would say personally, like I'm a person with autism, but I also don't care really how people use it. I remember when they started saying like autistic person versus person with autism, I was like, oh, okay.
I don't care that much.
Exactly.
It's just
I
if
don't
I had
care
to
either.
pick,
Yeah.
like you call me either, but if I had to pick personally, like if I'm gonna refer to myself, I'm gonna say autistic person, but you can say either or and I won't give a crap.
Because to me, I see it as like a neurotypical community being like, oh, we just need to be as nice as we possibly.
Yo, chill, bro. You making too much. You making too much sudden movements, bro. I feel like you gonna tick somebody off, bro. Chill out, bro. You scaring me. I don't even. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you about to slow down, shorty. Just give me a little.
And it's just, I don't know. I feel like I've never heard an autistic person freak out about it, really. I always hear neurotypical people freaking out about it.
What does neurotypical mean, bro?
To other people on the spectrum. 3, 2, 1,
Well, like I kind of agree because some people have the same exact things that I go through, but then also somewhat disagree because there's like higher functioning and lower functioning, so it's kind of hard to connect to people that are like, I don't know how to say that. Yeah.
I get that, yeah, because they're so different, I guess, it could be, I guess, harder to, connect.
Yeah, because I feel like I would say they're like higher functioning, but they can't relate to him. Like, you know how he said his brain and his body move two different, or like somebody who's stimming all the time. Like they can't relate, but they have similarities. They can't completely relate to somebody, but
We may not all go through the same exact things, but as a label, like autism, I think we can all like.
But like they all feel different
to that, and that's how I feel like
the fact
with
that
the
they're different
label. With that label, I feel like there's a good sense of community there.
I do agree. It's like although we have different stories about of autism, I believe that we where we can relate to each other and still like
Have different perspectives.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like I feel like, and especially right now, it's like we spread apart because we're scared to say that we're autistic. But I believe that we need to start to group together and start to educate people, and
I've noticed a rise in communities online for autism.
Neurodiversity.
Yeah.
When I first found out, it was like great to like deep dive into the internet and get all these autistic perspectives, and I connected with that online. But then when I went in real life and I started to meet people or started to talk to people more, I felt just kind of isolated again, and I felt kind of like that same thing. I think it's just the same thing. If I'm in a group of neurotypical people, if I'm in a group of autistic people, I'm just gonna still kind of feel alienated, and so I just kind of stopped trying after a while.
It helps when you don't have to explain yourself to others and you can just relax and hang out without any judgment.
Facts. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, this nigga Joseph spitting.
Right, Joe?
Thank you, Joe.
Joseph spitting.
Woo!
Are they gonna hug each other?
Put our hands in. Autism. Right, ready? Oh my gosh. Wait, are we actually gonna do this?
I guess so.
Okay. There. 1, 2, 3.
Big autism. Oh, y'all
Hey
feel
guys,
connected.
thanks again for sticking around. If you're still here, make sure you go to humangoodla.com.
I promise I'm not going to